Good afternoon, everybody. Planting 81 here, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on my garden here. And here, the first thing runners up here are my Crimson Sweet Watermelon. Check them out. And here we got 4 cantaloupe plants. They're not doing too bad, if I do say so myself. One of the nicer things about my 4 cantaloupe plants is that one of them has a little surprise. And just for comparison purposes, I'm putting this golf ball right next to the little surprise there. Coming back here. Here we have my first sugar baby watermelon. And check out that baby. Check out that poor little baby. It is doing good. It's got a little buddy. The buddy's not doing so well. See, not so hot, but hey, that's alright. Right next to it we have yet another sugar baby plant, and this one has a buddy of its own, so that's doing mighty nice. Moving right along here, we're gonna come to my corn. First one up is my corn. My corn, it's got its, silks out and its tassel up there, just blowing in the wind, pollinating. Here we have another corn. That one's not doing so hot. That's all right. And here we have my mint. My mint, remember, is kind of big and bushy. We trimmed it back, separated some of it out, so it's doing a little, better. It was note to self: get a bigger container for your mint, because that's why the leaves look kind of, weird. Moving right along here, we have some corn. This corn, no tassel, which means no corn yet, but it is looking nice. Right next to it, we do have some yellow squash. This yellow squash was in the front yard, much better in the backyard. It is surely doing much better in the backyard. Moving right along, we have some green squash. This one, I believe, is dead, but I'm still watering it. Hopefully, it'll get happy like its little sign back there. If not, we're going to have to remove the sign and move it to a happy plant. Here we don't have anything. Now, right here, we have a cherry tomato. This cherry tomato was in this little small container. I finally decided to give it a proper home. So that is its new home. Doing mighty nice. Moving right along here, we have my squash. This green squash is looking much better than the previous one. I've been watering it more because it wasn't doing so hot. I think the color has changed a little bit, or maybe that could just be my imagination. That's okay. But I'm concerned about the crinkling of the leaves right there. I don't know if I should be. Let me know. Right next to it, I do have a bell pepper plant. This bell pepper plant is looking good. It looks like a little bush or something like that. It's got some buds up in there. We'll see what that one gives me. Right next to that, we do have a nice looking basil plant. This basil plant just graduated because it got its own pot. So far, so good. It just got moved into the sun without any hardening off. Hopefully, it'll continue to do great if the ants leave it alone. Here we have my marigolds, and this is probably like one of the most exciting things that has happened this week, because we didn't have any marigolds, and I was like, whoa, where are my marigolds? Finally, we got some color up in here. We got some reds and some oranges and some yellows. Really nice addition to my garden. And moving over here, we have the mint. This is the mint. I believe I forgot to update it last week. This one is grown quite a bit. Looking good. And moving right along, we have my sweet banana pepper that's doing okay, and another sweet banana pepper that's doing a-okay. And here we have yet another sweet banana pepper. This one is doing way better. Right on, baby. And here we're looking at my basil. This basil is the biggest basil that I've got, so it is my pride right there. Here we have a cherry tomato plant. This cherry tomato plant has not produced any, has not set any fruit yet, but it does have some blossoms, so that's exciting. I did added steak right there this week. Now let's look at my onions. My onions are looking pretty good, and it looks to me like I have an addition, because I used to just have this guy and this guy came up. So finally, seed number 7 has sprouted. Moving right along, what we're looking at here is my Jetstar tomato. That one's looking a bit better. I think it's gotten big in just like a week or two maybe. And right next to it we have yet a Roma tomato, and this Roma is just doing its thing, looking good. Here we have a bell pepper with an ant, and here's another bell pepper, and here's some crispy frills lettuce. It's looking good, looking good. And right next to it we have an even better looking lettuce. Can't wait to eat it all up. Probably by the next update I will. Here we're looking at some bell peppers. These bell peppers, or this particular plant, is doing rather well. Check out all the blooms going on up in there. And we do have some bell peppers growing up in there. That's exciting. The downside, we do have some leaf yellowing. Anybody that might know something about that, please let me know. We do have some black stuff on there, not sure what that is, but most of my bell peppers have it, at least the bigger ones. Here's another bell pepper plant. This one has not set any fruit yet, but it does have some, it has had some blooms. Unfortunately, they've all shriveled up and died. And see, he has lost like 7 leaves just today. Now, moving right along, we're looking at my Jetstar, and my Jetstar is just doing fine. We got a couple of little small ones right up in here, and some blooms, another 2, and some more down there. So, it is looking good, looking good. Coming on down, this is my basil. This basil got attacked by a worm, and it is now in recovery. It's actually not doing bad. Here we have my Roma. My Roma is looking mighty nice. It's got 3 tomatoes down here, another 3 or 4 right there, and some more right up in here. That's looking good. It's got some blooms, so that one's looking nice. Now coming down here we have some additional basil. This basil, it's not looking too good, not looking too bad, but we'll see what we get from that. Here we have another cherry tomato. This cherry tomato is a little larger than the previous one, and this one has set some fruit. It's got a little set down there and some right there. I think that's about it, but it does have some additional blooms, so we're looking forward to what we get from those. And moving up here, we have my pear-shaped cucumber, and notice the plant is looking worse, so we're going to be taking some of that off to make it hopefully get a little better. And here we have yet another cucumber. That cucumber, we're going to be harvesting it up and eating it up. And moving on down right here, we have my stevia plant. My stevia plant is doing rather nice. Right next to my stevia, we have some like gourmet lettuce. That gourmet lettuce, you know what, I'll tell you something. I don't know. I wouldn't grow it again, personally. I'll use up the seeds, but that's about it. Here we have some green squash, additional green squash, and my poppies that have finally flowered. Now notice they close up at night, a fact that I did not know about, and they open up during the day. Here's some marigolds, looking good. Here we have some additional green onions. These green onions, they don't seem to be doing anything. They don't move forward, they don't move back. But as long as they're still alive, we'll keep watering those guys too. Here we have some lettuce. Now, either I didn't plant enough of this lettuce, or it's not growing right. Who knows? I don't. Because I'm going, that's not enough to make salad. Just like this lettuce over here, I'm sorry, but that salad, it's just a couple pieces of, it's just not enough. You know, and the leaves are so small, it's like one bite. It's just not cool. This one I'm hoping for, I'm staying a little bit more positive about. The only downside is that I think that the mistake was my part, that I didn't plant enough, maybe. Right next to it we have some cilantro. Cilantro's looking good, looking good. The only downside there again, I just don't think I planted enough cilantro, because that's not enough to make anything, at least that I know of. Right next to it we have some basil. This basil container did get attacked by a worm, and if you can go looking back at my worm video and check it out and see if maybe you can identify that worm for me, that would be great. Here we have my yellow squash. It finally thanked me. It gave me a flower, so it's on its way to doing better things. And here we're going to move along to my ever sweet strawberry. First things first, let's take a look at these guys down here. Look at this guy. It is bright, and I'm talking bright red, okay? And the one next to it is so almost ready. And today there was a hummingbird trying to eat the brighter red one. So what I did to save it is I put this cloth behind it. This cloth is like weed cloth to keep the weeds out that you put underneath your planters or whatnot. So I added this and I covered it all up so that the sun could still go through, but just the birds wouldn't get to it. And so far so good. Okay, looking mighty nice. Down here we have my marigolds. My marigolds down here, they haven't started to flower yet, but that one looks like it's going to be flowering in the next few days. Down below we have some pansies that are just looking sad. Moving right along, we have some little green onions. These little green onions, the tall ones, the tall skinny ones, those are the ones from seed. The ones that are kind of wicked and twisted looking, like there, and this one especially, those are from the ones that we bought at the store. So they do grow back their tops. The only problem, I think we ate too much of the root part. So there you have it. There's my update. If you have any tips on anything, please let me know. I don't know what I'm doing here, so any help is definitely welcome. Till next time, bye.